So I just felt compelled to make another video after overhearing at least the news on TV, and unfortunately, because I live with a zombie family, I can't help but overhear the news because they love it. So anyway, I guess this is a reactionary truth, at least as I see it, to some bullshit that I heard on the news about so-called tinnitus being a risk factor. I think that's how they phrased it for dementia. And I got pretty triggered because I instantly thought of Havana syndrome, so-called. I thought of neuroweapons, psychotronic weapons, whatever you want to call this, wireless mind control shit fuckery that a lot of people are experiencing ever since the fake medical bullshit help the last few years. Tinnitus has mysteriously been on the rise, and I just felt like making a little reactionary video, I suppose. This is why I really fucking hate the news, because I just see the abuse and the covering up of the abuse, the narcissist spin. I don't know how many people fall for it, probably the majority, I guess. And it's just, ideally I wouldn't watch it anymore, but I can't help but overhearing it, unless I just leave the house whenever the television goes on, which is pretty inconvenient. But it just adds, insult to injury, obviously, when you see, you see through it, they're going to say, as usual, they can never manage to actually isolate the cause of the so-called tinnitus, ringing in the head from frequencies that are menticiding people, basically, deliberately damaging their brains. And targeted individuals, many of them at least, have experienced tinnitus or constant ringing in the head. And yeah, it just stinks, I posted on my Facebook. I get no likes for that, of course. I don't know how many people saw it. But all I feel like doing is just at least making a little video on it, It's my little bit of fuck you therapy that I try to do. Not fuck you, the viewer, but fuck you, the monsters in power doing this to the population. So anyway, I guess like the normal you'll believe, probably the news article that was on TV here in New Zealand at least. And I went on this website, PubMed it's called, probably because they came up with their medical theories in the pub while they're having a few pints of virgin's blood or whatever these whack jobs like to do. It's just maddening. And I'm sorry, I probably should have given a disclaimer. I never even know how to give the warning disclaimers at the start so that I don't upset people or trigger them. But I don't even know how you would give a disclaimer without revealing the topic, and just knowing the topic alone is quite upsetting. Those who have the constant ringing in the head, knowing it's induced with what do you want to call it, a D-Wave computer? I don't know, whatever you call this wireless, menticide, Jose Delgado technology, whatever you want to call it. Who knows, what the proper name for it is. Remote neural monitoring, psychotronic weapons, neuro weapons. I made a video the other day because I was a bit triggered by this holy brother in Christ, who he is actually doing good work. But he was saying, like, when I mentioned DARPA, and probably just DARPA that's causing all the synchronicities that he's talking about in his video, he said that I needed to like deal with my demons and sit in a forest. And I just thought, why is it my demons? There's another topic, and I may post that video, I don't know. But it's like, why the fuck does it get projected onto the victim, that it's their demon to deal with, when these MFers with this, DARPA, whatever you want to call it, military technology, why isn't it their demon to deal with? Why is it the victim has to go and somehow deal with a frequency demon that's being beamed into their fucking head, making their head ring and mind controlling them to look at a clock every day? Why is it the victim's demon to deal with? Maybe if you live in a fucking lead heart, like old J Coins did on his blog that he wrote about. He lived in a lead hut, and it seemed to vanquish his so-called demons because the frequencies couldn't get through lead. But anyway, that blog's been hacked and deleted. So it must have been pretty on point, his data collection about frequencies he was being attacked with. But anyway, sorry about the shaky camera. I just couldn't be bothered getting my tripod out. Just my little video in response to seeing that horrible fucking news, cover up of the population being menticide. It's just really fucked. I know my videos are a bit all over the place, ducks and dews. That's my life. Ducks and directed energy weapons. Sadly, there's many sides and aspects to us, and I just want to be out, open and honest, and I don't like having to live like two separate lives, like I'm, Bruce Wayne and Batman. I'm lazier, I admit. I can't be fucked making two different channels. I don't know how long this one will stay up. There's a shit ton more I want to say, but I keep self-censoring because, I don't want to upset anyone or rock anyone's faith or comfort or anything like that. So I don't talk about that sort of thing. And then I don't talk about the lot that abused me, because you're not allowed to talk about that and keep your YouTube. So I'm pretty limited in what I can say here, and it's not nice to feel limited in what you're allowed to say. I hate it. I'd love just to be completely open. I know then they say you've got Asperger's or autism or something just because you're honest. You're unflinchingly honest. You've got to get smeared with some sort of mental disorder. Anyway, I'm rambling, and no apologies. It's just who I am. So yeah, just a shitty news cover up I saw last night. It's sad, it's awful seeing the way the population's being abused, and it's all just, the spin master NPDs that run the media, they just cover it all up. Probably, fool most people, I don't know. Anyway, another inspirational from Birdfeeder Man. Got to get down to the park now and see my buddies.